Oh, God. Free will is a beautiful thing. As long as you're not hurting anyone, you can do what you want. Well, that used to be the case anyway. I mean, there've always been some people who don't like it when other people have fun, and they used to just sit quietly on the sidelines and sulk. But now, they've found a way to stop you. As long as it doesn't hurt anyone, they say, well, what you're doing, even though it has nothing to do with me, is hurting me. So stop having a good time. Because in a world where things are becoming more frustrating by the day, some people want to make sure you're just as miserable as they are. And to emphasize this solid fact, here's a video from Cut about why gender reveals are just so damaging to those who are in no way involved.
In one word, what is gender reveal?
Lots of buzzwords to choose from here. Problematic, transphobic, bigoted, evil.
Confusion.
Oh, I didn't expect that one, but I mean, yeah, for the both of us, probably. When I say hello to a woman and she replies, alright mate, I go through a couple of emotions. And that's not bigoted or transphobic or, that's a normal reaction to something you just did not expect.
You think that I'm a boy because you see something.
I didn't think you were a boy, mate. Not until you started talking, anyway. That's the wonderful thing about these videos. I generally don't know you're trans until you're in a video about being trans. It's like they're just merrily living their lives as their preferred gender until they're offered a bit of attention. And then everyone has to know.
You're already telling me who I'm supposed to be before I got here, and that's where a lot of people get it wrong. You're confused.
Yeah, but that's not really on me, is it? You're not really doing anything to solve that confusion, love, and your eyebrows are way too high. I'm confused and you're surprised.
I hate them.
Whatever happened to love trumps hate, eh? It seems it's okay to hate things again now. I wish I could get a copy of the schedule. Wait, hold on. Trans people and non-binary people of colour. I mean, it's one thing to do the whole gender thing, but why did you bring race into this? Like, what does that bring to the table? As far as I know, this video doesn't have anything to do with skin colour, so why? Anyway, trans people and non-binary people of colour respond with one word to gender reveal. Of all the things to get triggered by, like run for the hills! I see blue and pink smoke in the distance.
In one word, what is gender reveal?
That wasn't a word. Still not a word. Wow, you guys really did not understand the task, did you?
Ridiculous? I'm sorry, gender reveal parties have always been ridiculous.
I can't help but agree with you there. I mean, they were stupid before the forest fires, but end of the day, if some parents-to-be and their friends want to get drunk and celebrate the colour of the inside of a cake, then who am I to tell them they shouldn't? Let people have fun, you know? Though I would bet actual money that your problem with gender reveals has nothing to do with the sheer tackiness of it, but rather something more political. That's still not a word. Are you guys okay?
My answer is
Wow, so your answer is to bring up a bit of phlegm. So verbose.
It's just like a weird celebration of what, like genitals?
Well, chromosomes, gonads, hormones, internal reproductive anatomy, and external genitalia, sure. And the parents finding out whether they'll have to talk about periods or erections in the years to come. There's probably a lot of mental preparation that goes on there, you know? Not to mention, we've been celebrating the human body since forever, in paintings and sculptures, even a nice bit of graffiti on the side of the road. So this isn't anything new.
My brothers had like gender reveal parties.
Oh, I bet they were glad they invited you along then, weren't they? Everyone's having a good time while you're stood up at the back of the room thinking this is bullshit. I need to come up with a way of making this whole thing about me.
Right now, my nephew, everybody thinks he's a girl because he has long hair.
Oh yeah, sure. Just as everyone thinks Jason Momoa is a girl. And King Charles II. And Jesus. I'm just saying, it takes a little more than having long, glorious locks to convince people you're a woman.
I think it's just very ironic that the one baby that they had a gender reveal party for is now getting confused for as a girl.
I guess the the producers of this video didn't get much material from these people, as that was not relevant to the subject at all. I mean, it's not like the nephew would have short hair if his parents didn't have a gender reveal party, is it? Like they popped a balloon and instead of an explosion of blue glitter, a handful of dreadlocks fell to the floor.
Like that whole, $10,000 you spent on a party.
Alright, I'm with you so far. 10 grand does seem a bit excessive, especially when there's every chance your child is going to grow up to be a major disappointment. But it's their money, they can spend it how they want.
I hate to tell you, but you got it wrong.
They got what wrong? The gender? Well, considering the population of transgender people in the US stood at 0.58% in 2016, I don't blame your parents for playing the odds on that one. And maybe, just maybe, the gender reveal party was for them, so they could have a good time with their friends and family before being weighed down by the burden of parenthood. I mean, if you're that worried about the accuracy of an announcement made while you were still in the womb, then maybe your gender should have been revealed as annoying.
In one word, what is gender reveal?
Confusion.
We've already done this bit, haven't we? See, now I am confused.
Limiting.
Whoa, look at your shoulders, mate. I wouldn't misgender you for fear of my actual life. And you say gender reveals are limiting. How are you limited? By the door frame?
Unnecessary. It pigeonholes that child to a space that might not be for them.
But everyone here was raised as a certain gender and yet cast off those shackles, right? Living free and proud. So what's the issue? Why do you care if your parents celebrated knowing your gender while you were still gestating? Did it actually do anything? Or are you just offended by something that happened before you were even born? Oh, now I see why race came into it.
And so I had to live under scrutiny, policing of the gender that was assigned to me.
Except you weren't assigned a gender, you were simply observed as being of a certain sex. If gender truly is in your head, as is often said here on the internet, then you have nothing to complain about. So you made up your own mind and said, "Father, I'm going to live as a woman." Fine, but that was your decision. So why do you keep blaming your parents for having a party while you were still inside your mum? Honestly, this is the first time I've ever heard anyone on the far left caring about a fetus.
Not them taking the time to say, just let my child be a child.
No, that's cool. I'm all for that. I waged war against the channel queer kid stuff, saying exactly the same thing. Let kids be kids. Don't push your social politics onto them. Let them run around and have fun before they invariably get depressed at the boring dystopia in which we exist. But it's not like the kid heard the gender reveal party in utero and felt prenatally offended. Like, "It's too late, mother. I heard everything. I like football and woodwork now, so slather me up some pussy. We're going to wet this baby's head."
I think parents just want attention.
The parents want attention, yeah? The parents, yeah, no, it's the parents who want attention.
It's all self-serving because, you don't want the kid to go live the best life that they want to live. You want them to live the life that you want them to live.
Did you forget we are talking about a party celebrating your gender while you were still very much a parasite growing inside another human being? It's not like it was your quinceañera or bar mitzvah or super sweet 16 on MTV. Assuming your parents are accepting of your gender identity, you're still kicking off because they didn't know you were trans before you were born.
So you just want to control like a doll.
You want to control a doll. Love, if that were the case, then you would be very much controlled. Thankfully, we live in a time and a place where we can be who we choose to be, and the rest can go piss on a pickle. You are being you, and I am being me. The difference is, I get some very serious labels for even daring to criticize what you're saying, whereas you get the freedom of writing off any criticism by saying it's transphobic. How's that for some privilege?
When you open yourself up to that moment of actual parenting and not just telling people who they have to be to make it in life, then you get to learn the child that was gifted to you.
What? You're still trans, love? Nothing you're talking about has stopped you from identifying how you identify right now. Here you are, identifying.
And that's a gift. that personality, that spirit, that joy.
I mean, no, you lost me. I don't have a goddamn clue what you mean anymore. I'm sure that's your parents' fault too.
What would it look like to not be limited by gender?
It would look exactly the same. Do you think she's sat here with long hair and a denim jacket because she's challenging society's views? Why does everything have to be a noble cause? Just live like the rest of us. Just live. We've all got rent to worry about. Identify with that.
I feel like it would make it less complicated if there was no binary.
Oh yeah, because trans women in sports has been such a hoot so far, hasn't it? Here's the answer, right here, and you can quote me on this. Forget about gender. Let's base things off of sex instead. A healthy bit of biology, yeah? Bathrooms, sports, safe spaces, all based off of sex. Doesn't matter how you present, you've got to show a male card to get into this shed, or a female card to get into this gym. Change gender to sex, and we're golden. Except gender parties will be sex parties, and that kinda gives the wrong impression.
I think that it would be more revealing of true, authentic human beings.
I don't think you get to say that when you look like a Batman villain.
We'd be able to operate in that space of self-love, and because of having that self-love, we'd be able to exude that all around.
Don't get me wrong, mate, I'm a live and let live kind of person, but it sounds like a member of the trans community is blaming everything on everyone else.
So all we would see is love.
Oh no, yeah, all we would see is love. But think of the backlash you can get for daring to disagree with the people in this video. All we'll see is love, alright? A love of reporting, a love of mass flagging, a love for having a perceived enemy. Now, I don't think I went over the top here, but to quote Linkin Park, in the end, it doesn't even matter. Because they are trans, and that means no one can even suggest they are wrong. Plus, they were all people of colour, and though it was never explained why that mattered, it will definitely get used when it comes to calling you a bigot. Thanks for watching, guys. Please consider becoming a patron because I pay cis rates for groceries. And what with the extra cost of living right now, even $1 a month will really help me out. Oh, and check me out on Twitch, where no one cares about your gender, much like the majority of the world. The links are in the description, and remember, if your gender reveal party got to you that much, maybe you shouldn't have shown up.